Semen retention.
If motherfuckers talking about not busting nuts.
Semen retention.
It's semen retention.
Semen retention.
The semen retention.
Semen retention.
Semen retention.
Please elaborate.
No, it's good for you.
Semen retention is a practice where you abstain from reaching, from reaching the
Your
end.
ejaculation, your nut is life. So once you give a part of life away, you lose a part of life. I tell everybody this example: with one nut, you can run 8 miles.
A truly stupendous amount of thinking has gone into sex. Without purpose, without procreation.
Semen retention has been popularized by the popular book of Think and Grow Rich, brother of the diluted NOFAP. NOFAP, which means abstaining from fapping. But actually, the real goal is to, abstain from reaching. Sit back and whip out your journal. Get ready to take some notes. If you've come across this video, I think you're on the right road. But if you're only here for the benefits, I think you'll fail sadly. Even though semen retention has a lot of benefits, it's not only for the benefits, it's the whole road, it's the journey. You really discover yourself, and you shouldn't just take my word for it, as I have had, it was 2 months, 67 days of semen retention, and that's not even, I don't think you guys should even reach for that. I think you guys should go for 90 days. Semen retention is the practicing of refraining from your desires. And once you refrain or you abstain from, from your desire, your desire from food or your desire from, sex, you increase your rep with yourself, you increase your discipline. And that's one of the first benefits of semen retention, which is increased confidence, which can span from, depending, guys, the time length of these benefits will differ drastically, because you and I maybe have not been the same. Maybe you have, been fapping for over 20 years, and maybe you fapped 4 times a day, you'd be different from someone who just recently, maybe they're not as messed up as you are, so maybe your confidence will increase from 15 days. We're not the same, but you'll definitely feel the benefits. But averagely, you should, from the people that I've talked to, from the books that I've read, from my friends, the confidence really starts after, the first few days, first 1, 2, or 3 days. I call it the quicksand days, where you're most likely to fall back and you relapse. But then after those days, you'll feel the confidence, after from 2 to 9 days. You'll be more, from a result from your confidence, you'll be more socially active. Your self-esteem will be high. You'll see yourself talking to more people, And the reason for these benefits, guys, is because for the longest of time, before I go to the second benefit, for the longest of time, even before, at the beginning of human time, human history, the only reason for us, for humans to be alive is to procreate, That's what most religious texts preach, go out and procreate. And if you're not doing that, then that means your body is failing you. So back in the days, you didn't have, you couldn't fab, So when you were not procreating, when you were not having a child, then that means your body was failing you. So your body would find ways to actually help you get a mate, and you can actually have a child, an offspring. That could be increased confidence, because the more confidence you have, the more socially active you'll be, and the more, mates you'll find. Then the second benefit, and I think which has been popularized so much, is that magnetism. The radiation of your energy can differ from people to people, but you'll definitely feel the radiation. You'll feel people being drawn to you. You'll feel people, giving you more giving you more credit, people treating you like a king, because that's your body is feeling like, oh, I haven't had a, and you feel radiation, especially to women, you feel magnetized, magnetizing. That's the radiation of, and it's partly because all of these benefits link to each other, and it's partly because of your increased confidence. Because the better you carry yourself, the more radiation but then it's also like you'll feel enlightened, your radiation. You'll just draw people, guys. That's around after you felt confidence, that's when your confidence will, you'll feel like, I'm being complacent now, my confidence has been, it's being complacent now. It's not been going up as the starting, as from the beginning. Then after you radiate so much energy, you turn that magnetism inside you, and you'll enlighten yourself, and you'll have high vibrations. Remember, guys, the last benefit, you are radiating high energy towards people. You are magnetizing people, but now you have high vibrations. You're very mindful, because now that you have high vibrations, it's very easy for you to become enlightened. It's very easy for you to be mindful. I preach meditating so much, and if you meditate during this, and you'll find that during the 20 to 40 days, or after, just after you've been magnetizing people, you'll feel that it's easier to be mindful in meditations, or you'll feel that it's easier to focus, because this is a very esoteric benefit. Socially accepted benefit will be improved focus. It will be easier for you to focus in academics, in education, in your job. That could be a third benefit, and you see a superb amount of increased in focus, and you just won't be as your body is now getting used to the low amount of dopamine, because to be honest, guys, fapping releases a high amount of dopamine, and the more dopamine you have, the less focused you are, because you always want something that will entertain you right now, so being so far off semen retention will make it easier to focus, because now simple things make you happy, simple things grab your attention. Simple things like reading a book for 3 hours with ease of focus. Meditating for 40 minutes without wandering off. And I may be exaggerating here, but guys, I really want you guys to experience this for yourself. And you come back to the comments and you say, wow, you've really changed my life. And I don't just want to entertain you guys. I really want to, share the insights of the books I've read, of the people that have shared their insights with me. I want to carry on the chain, So that's the third benefit, from 20 to 45 days. And remember, guys, the time lapse can vary. The time lengths can vary. But the fourth benefit, which I think is the last one, or is the last one that I experienced in my 67 days of semen retention, was esoteric profoundness and loneliness. But there was this friend of mine. It was a girl, and we were good friends. But then as the more I went through semen retention, the more I felt like she was irritating me, And I don't know why. From the beginning, I didn't know it was semen retention. But as the time went, I was like, I'm getting more profound now. I'm reading more texts that are about enlightenment, more texts that are about reality creation, more texts that are about meditation. Less text. I'm going less on social media, And I noticed that this girl was very childish, man. not like I'm beefing with her, but she was very like, she liked attention, may I say, but not in a bad way. She was just very childish, guys. And after relapsing, I think I started enjoying my time more. So maybe I was a childish, but that was a very good example of being lonely. You know, you'll start distancing yourself from people that aren't on the same wavelength as you. You know, you'll start being drawn to people. You start watching content that's more profound, content that's less content that connects with your soul. And that might not be meditation. That might be, maybe that might be something educational like mechanics, engineering. Maybe you'll be drawn to something new, something hard. And I read more books once I was reaching around 50 days, 40 days of semen retention. I was reading much more books and much more dense books, thick books, meaty books like reality transurfing. I think I was only reading reality transurfing actually, but I was actually, getting a lot of practical steps, and I was getting a lot of wisdom from that book. If you want the book, I'll put it down in the description from Amazon. It's really huge. I think wealthy people or successful people know the knowledge in that book, whether they had to learn that knowledge or if their knowledge was bestowed upon them slowly, But I think it's a need in order to be successful. And that's the last benefit I've had. And I think for people that are always, let's say you haven't started semen retention, you just fapped right now, I think this benefit will be less enticing for you, less entertaining. I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to spend time on hard subjects. But listen to me. Once you get here, it's like, it's one of the hardest, And actually, one of the side effects of semen retention is that I got so much energy, guys. I got so much energy to do. I got extra energy, and that extra energy caused me to get a lot of anxiety that I wasn't getting while I was fapping, which I think is it's like a small minute detail that doesn't really matter to the amounts of benefits that semen retention will give you. But life's all about experiencing, guys, and maybe this is not really enticing you, but what would 30 days of practicing semen retention be to a life of 40 years? It will make a difference. You won't die. Even if I haven't sold you yet, I just want you guys to go maybe for 10 days, or read a book. I want you to read the book Brahmacharya. I think it's pronounced as that. I haven't read it, but I've heard very good recommendations. Or even Think and Grow Rich, but Think and Grow Rich only has a chapter on semen retention. But semen retention can change your life. And drowning in misery because you keep selling yourself to these demonic people. Actually, there aren't actually not demonic people, but people that do demonic actions, selling yourself for 4 seconds of pleasure, but actually wasting your life, wasting your life force. I hope this was educational. I hope this was engaging. Summarize what was useful to you and take actionable steps, because knowledge is a tool, but applied knowledge is a weapon. Those who appreciate will gravitate. If you appreciate it, leave a like, comment, subscribe.